Welcome to History and Mystery. I'm your host, Taylor Hayes, and welcome to the very first episode. I'm really excited to be starting this, and since it's the first episode, I thought we would dive into a very classic topic that combines both history and mystery, of course, the pyramids. Now, let's get into some background about pyramids. The Great Pyramid, the biggest one, Khufu's Pyramid, was built between 2589 and 2566 BC. Now, to put that into perspective, because hearing numbers, you're like, okay, that's cool. That's nearly the same amount of time between us and Jesus's birth as Jesus's birth is to the pyramids, which I thought was really crazy to think about. And traditional biblical chronologies date the flood to 2346 BC, while mainstream archaeology dates the Great Pyramids to 2560. This would imply that the pyramids predate the flood, which is also an interesting topic that we might get into in the future. Back to the pyramid. The Great Pyramid, uses 2.3 million stone blocks. Some weighing 2 tons, some weighing 50 tons, and some individual ones weighing up to 80 tons. Mind-blowing. Everybody asks, who built the pyramids? How did they build the pyramids? And we are going to dive into that. Answering whoever built the pyramids, they had to use astonishing mathematical precision because all three of them align perfectly within a degree to true north. Which is something to note because there is a very common misconception that the Israelites built the pyramids in slavery when they were in slavery in Egypt. However, that is not the case. It was built by Egyptians, paid Egyptians. They were paid, housed, fed. They were very well educated in math, science, astrology. And speaking of the stars, this brings us to another very common misconception, the Orion correlation debate. Most Egyptologists reject the theory that it was planned, that all three of the pyramids align with Orion's belt. They think it's just a coincidence. But I don't see how that could be a coincidence when all three of the pyramids are aligned perfectly with true north within a fraction of a degree. That's a little crazy. I don't think it's too far-fetched. We already know that they were educated in astrology, astronomy, science, etc. So let's take a trip inside the Great Pyramid. There are a number of passageways and chambers inside of the pyramids that are hidden from the sun. You can't see in there. The builders would have needed light sources to see what they were doing. And of course, our minds go to lamps, torches, things like that. Professional excavators and archaeologists have found 0 signs of those tools being used. No scorch marks, no soot, no remains. They are not there. And so people question, do they have advanced technology, advanced lighting technology, advanced tools for building the pyramids? And that is the question. And I don't want to answer it right now because we're going to save that for the next episode where we're going to get into advanced technologies and, more importantly, the hushing of advanced technologies and suggestions of it. If you want to do some digging of your own before the next episode, I would look up a man named Zahi Hawass. He is an Egyptian archaeologist and is the reason why people are asking, what are the pyramids hiding? What is the Sphinx hiding? And the implications of advanced technologies. We will get into that next time. Thank you for joining me.